Well, good morning. I hope this message finds you fit and well wherever you are. Firstly, a couple of apologies. I'm recording this in my office, which I'm sure will be familiar to many of you. Nothing has changed here at QEH. Break is going on outside in the yard, and there's a lot of small boys running around screaming and shouting. So apologies if that breaks into the audio of this. Also, second apology, you might notice I've got this rather strange facial hair going on at the moment. Of course, we are supporting Movember here at QEH. That may have happened in your time. We are doing it again this year. It's a fantastic campaign, of course, to raise awareness for men's mental and physical health. And part of that, of course, is that you are encouraged to grow a moustache if you can. And I am certainly trying to do that. Pretty unimpressive, I'm sure you'll agree at the moment. So I realise it's really many months since I spoke to you all as OEs on a video quite like this, and a huge amount of water has gone under the bridge since back in May. The incredible staff here at QH have delivered a fantastic virtual school during that summer term. That was an outstanding success, and it meant that the pupils barely missed a step in terms of their learning throughout that whole period. We made huge strides, not just in the classroom, but we ran some incredible virtual choirs and virtual sports events and art competitions. And I hope you've been able to keep up with some of this on our website and through our social media. You'll also know by now, of course, that GCSEs and A-level grades were awarded by Centre Assessed Grades, or CAGs as they were known. This again meant a huge amount of work from the staff in gathering all that data together. But the process went pretty smoothly, and I'm sure that those strong relationships forged between staff and pupils that you'll be very familiar with from your time at QEH, I'm sure that really meant that the process remained as fair and effective as it could have possibly been. And the vast majority of pupils and their parents were very satisfied with the outcomes. The headline figures were that our grades were the best they've ever been, and although these will inevitably be caveated by the fact that it was all internally assessed, I really think that shouldn't detract from the incredible hard work the pupils and the staff put in during that throughout their A-level and GCSE courses. So term started as planned in September with all pupils back in school full time. We've had to make a few adjustments to the shape of the day and how the school works, but this has also gone remarkably well, and we are delighted to have the whole school back on site. We're doing things like staggering arrival and departure times of different year groups. Lunch and break time are also staggered to try and minimise that year group mixing I'm sure you've heard a lot about. And actually, particularly those most recent OEs will remember how quite hectic the dining hall was and how busy the dining hall was in recent years. So actually the staggering of lunchtime and other impacts of the COVID time has really meant actually for a much more pleasant dining experience, and it's had benefits in other areas of the school as well. So it's not all bad news. Speaking of dining, of course, one of the great disappointments of these times is that all those OE events, which James Bailey has been planning for months and months, have not been able to happen, and this is hugely disappointing for me, as I would have loved to meet those of you who would have been able to attend those events. As I said back in May, building and developing relationships between the school and the OEs remains really one of my top priorities. And although these immediate ambitions have been slightly curtailed, I'm hugely looking forward to meeting you all as soon as we're able to do. I'm not going to go through the whole list of events we've missed because it's all a little depressing, isn't it? But I know June would have seen a very important UCAS day where many of you kindly give up your time to come into school and give some advice to our Year 12s as they're beginning to think about their UCAS applications. The touch rugby competition is now an annual favourite that was sorely missed. Indeed, I might have even laced up my own boots for that. That would have been fantastic. And of course the big sort of London and Bristol dinners, which I know are normally very convivial events, at which I would have been able to bend your ears a little bit about some of our potential plans for the future. All those haven't been able to happen, of course, this year. But I have been in touch with a number of OEs by Zoom and by telephone, and I would be delighted to speak to any of you who are keen to chat about your recollections of your time at the school. And of course, when circumstances allow, I'd very much like a bit more formally to ask all your views on certain aspects of our plans for the future. But in the meantime, it's really important we maintain these strong relationships however we can between the school and yourselves. And we really hope to be able to tap into that huge wealth of experience and knowledge among Old Elizabethans in the years ahead. I said it before, but I know we are immensely proud of our OE community. You are our finest advertisement and our greatest asset, so do keep in touch, and we really look forward to being able to welcome you back to the school as soon as we can. Thank you.